Hey, what's shaking, folks? It's Charles over here. I'm going to make a video today. It's mostly about becoming the remedy that this world needs in order for this world to heal. And the trick to this is pretty simple, folks. It's not as hard as people like to think, and I understand we've been perverted in many ways. We've been distracted. We're exposed to a lot of perceptual pollutions, a lot of negative frequencies and vibrations and energy in our society. I mean, some places more than others, but I feel it here in Canada. And I see a lot of people, the way they act and what they do. And, it's easy to get caught up with people's ignorance and nescience when, the things they say, the things they believe. And when you see it, because, when someone is really in touch with life, has a good relationship with the self, with themselves, and know who they are. Those people, people like me, a lot of people are like that on this planet. There's a lot of us, and when we see it, it could really make us react in a bad way, where we want to lower our vibrations and just want to destroy them, right? Like you just want to rattle them and just but it's not really that you want to hurt them or cause them injuries. That you want to reach inside of them and just kill whatever virus or parasite or demon that's making them think and act the way they are. Now, I'm not perfect. I mean, I've done bad things in the past. I'm aware of it, and I'm working on remedying the situation by working on myself, healing myself in order to help others heal, to share my wisdom, share what I have gone through, my experiences, from the different, materials that I've learned, such as psychology and astrology, theology, learning about DNA and, history, things like that, things that are really interesting. So I dedicate my time pretty much every day to being grateful. That's number one. That's key too, is if you really want to appreciate who you are and get to know yourself, well, then you have always put yourself in a state of gratitude and try to make it a point to catch yourself when you're straying away from that vibration, because gratitude is the highest vibration you will ever attain. Okay, gratitude is essentially what puts you fully activated. Your DNA is fully activated, your spirit, everything. So when you're grateful to life, you're grateful, and you have that connection, things become a lot clearer, and the challenges that come your way are not as hard to take on. You actually welcome the challenges as compared to dreading them and being fearful of them. If you're not prepared for the challenges that come your way, then of course you're gonna keep going towards the vibrations of fear and incertitude and not having the confidence, right? And so I have a system also that I use. Is called ICCC. There's many C's in it, but essentially is intention, consistency, clarity, credibility, and creativity. So essentially you need to realize, what is your intentions in life? What are your intentions? And the only way you're going to know that is by getting to know who you are. So, there's one thing that I've learned about me. There's just my name, which was I thought was powerful, is that my name is Charles Idos Alexi, which means strong free man, defender of mankind. Strong free man, God of love, and defender of mankind. And throughout all my life, essentially, I felt that those were always my intentions. I've always wanted to help others. I always wanted to be free, strong, and I was always very loving. I've always loved people everywhere. I accepted everyone. I didn't like bullying anyone. I didn't like to go pick on anyone unless people were acting like bullies, and that would make my demon rattle the cage, and sometimes I'd let him out on people, which is not a good thing. It's never good to do that. So I'm working on that. Well, I'm working on it. I feel that I've actually overcome that part of me, where I don't feel I need to get angry anymore, where, when I see other people hurting other people or bullying or, being tyrants towards other people, I don't get angry anymore. I just stay calm, and I understand why they're doing what they're doing, is that they don't know themselves. It all comes back to not knowing who they are. Because if you know yourself, you're not going to partake in ideologies such as the military, banking, politics, working for tobacco industries, all these companies that actually cause more injury to the environment and the people. Because if you know yourself, you could actually tell who's out there to help and who's not, and you don't want to partake in things that are destructive to other people and other sentient beings, because that's not what life's all about. We're here to create. We're here to manifest and be artistic and use, discover things, and what we discover, add our own twist to it, and be able to create and inspire good substantial change to help people, rise up and become better at being tools of creation, if you will. So when you know your intentions and you're consistent with your intentions, then you have clarity, right? Things become clear. So always be, every day with your intentions, usually, okay, what are my intentions? Okay, well, my intentions every day is I want to heal myself. I want to better myself. I want to inspire other people. I want to, there's so many different things, whatever your intentions may be, right? Everyone's got different intentions, and you have to ask yourself, are my intentions causing other people harm? And if you can be sure about it and say, okay, well, no, it's not, I'm not really taking more from the environment. It's like, knowing yourself just by breathing, just, concentrate on which is very essential. If you stop breathing after 2-3 minutes, you're going to die. You're going to eventually not going to be able to live. So knowing that about yourself, about breathing, and understanding that that's an exchange of energy between your environment and yourself, is that whatever you take, always remember, you have to give it back. And that tells you so much about life right there, just looking at who you are. And so that's the thing, is that whatever you take in life, you want to always give back. But if you're always taking and not giving back, well, that's essentially you're holding your breath. And essentially what do you think is going to happen? Well, if you're not breathing properly, you're not getting the right, oxygen and nutrients that your body needs, eventually you're going to die, right? And so that's why a lot of people out there that have a lot of money, a lot of, they take up a lot of space, they take more than their share. Notice these people, they're not looking very good. They don't look healthy. The way they talk, you look at the leaders of our world, anyone that knows themselves would know that these people are not qualified to be in the positions they are. Look at the Pope, you look at, presidents, you look at the Prime Minister of Canada. Any of these people, I don't care what anyone tells me, I know myself so much that I know that those people don't have that balance. If you're eating meat, it's very hard for me to give someone credibility. I'm not going to take it away from you from what you know and stuff like that, but you have not achieved a certain stage of awareness, because if you knew yourself, you would not want to partake in that. So anyways, going back again to what you take, and you always have to give back. Well, the intentions, what are your intentions in life? Are you taking more, or are you actually having a good balance of energy? And then once you identify, then you're like, okay, we're on the right path. Now you can be working on being consistent. Every day you wake up, be consistent with being aware of what your intentions are. Make it clear every day. Make it a consistent thing. So when you're consistent at something, then you gain clarity, right? It's like if you keep, if you go learn martial arts or you play any kind of sport, the more you do it, the more you're consistent at doing and practicing it, the better you become at it, and then it's clear, and it becomes very easy for you to do it. It's like almost second nature. And then when you have clarity, then you have credibility. And it's not about credibility with people around you, it's more about credibility with yourself. Because now, you know your intentions, you're consistent every day, now you have the credibility, the confidence to be able to say, okay, yeah, I got this. I know myself, I got this, And so when you have that, then you have creativity. Now you have the whole package essentially to be creative. Because now you are essentially aware of how to use and manipulate and manifest the things you want, because you are essentially working on the very most important thing in your life is you. Everything starts from you. Okay, the 0 point in everything in life for you and every single person out there starts with the self. And from that point, when you have that focus and balance from within yourself, from within the self, now you have that power. Now you become powerful and confident in all these good things, and then now you're going to get clarity from people around you, credibility, consistency, and then the intention is going to be clear. So now your environment is going to benefit from you, because now you are mindful and you are aware and you're doing the right things. And so it's as simple as that, folks. It's not easy because we live in a society that's really, really sick. It's twisted. We're surrounded by a lot of nonsense, if you will. You know, we're at war with the water we drink. We're at war with the air we breathe. We're at war with the environment which produces and provides us with the food we need to live. I mean, if we were to go, the environment would keep going. But without the environment, we're done. You know, it's crazy when I see people thinking that life belongs to them. It's like they have authority over other people. It's like they think that life is theirs and they have the right to go around and cause mass amounts of injuries to other people without really thinking about what they're doing. But always remember is that you belong to life. We belong to life, and we are in the house, in someone else's house essentially. Like, we are part of it, but we are in this house, and we need to respect the rules and understand that. And the only way we're going to do that is by getting to know who we are. And the more we do that individually, like on an individual basis, the more when we talk and correspond together and have an exchange of energy when we meet up and things like that, the more we'll be able to work off of each other and bring each other up as compared to bring each other down in this, you know, competitive society that we're in. I mean, you go to, I remember growing up, I mean, I've always been very athletic. You know, I know I could have been an Olympian if I wanted to. I mean, I was always one of the best guys at sports, if not the best in my class. And it was always like everyone was competing with me. They always either wanted me on their team or they would gang up against me, or, you know, things like that. And I used to get really frustrated because it was like a form of bullying. It's like, I'm not trying to compete with you guys. I just want to have fun. I just want to, you know, play with the ball and get it in the hoop. And I don't care who wins and who loses. The fact that I was actually getting exercise, being able to express myself honestly with my body by, you know, jumping and doing all sorts of things, doing martial arts, those were the things that gave me joy, and still today give me joy. You know, I play music. I like to write music. I like to really be creative with my energy. And so when people are around trying to compete with you, it kind of takes away from that. So that's why it's important to not have competition. And even with yourself, you know, sometimes you hear great people, coaches or someone will say, well, you know, you should only compete with yourself. Well, no, not even. You should not compete with yourself. Why would you compete with yourself? Don't compete. Just work with yourself. Work with harmony. Work together with your energies and who you are. And you know, you have 2 arms, 2 legs, you got a head, you got 2 eyes. You know, all these tools are there for you to discover and see what their limits and what are, you know, how far can you bring it, and bring that out into the world and make it beautiful, and to inspire other people to want to do the same, but in their own style, their own way of honestly expressing themselves, right? You know, I'm very, you know, I'm all about the heart, you know, and when I see a lot of my brothers and sisters out there hurting each other, at war with each other, conflicting, you know, having children, being in relationships, and they're always having these conflicts, and I see it, and I know where it comes from, and it's frustrating sometimes because, you know, you try to explain this to people and share your knowledge and stuff, and a lot of people that are just not there tend to feel that you're attacking them, and so therefore they lash out and things like that. And I understand where that comes from, and I'm sharing this video also is for people that are on the same path, that are, you know, working hard on themselves to inspire good, substantial change in this world. I want you to hold on to love and gratitude and not let the people that you care about bring you down. Be understanding. Don't give up on them. But most importantly, what's important is don't give up on yourself, because if you give up on humanity, if you give up on life or whatever, it's because you've decided to give up on yourself, because you are part of it. We are all part of it. I don't separate myself from humanity. It's like all the problems that we're facing right now, I own it just as much as everyone else should own it. We are all responsible for it. When someone goes and kills someone and, you know, bad shit happens, well, guess what? Society failed that person because they did not get the help that they needed. Because if they did, they would not resort to violence. They would not resort to causing someone injury. So, anyway, that's my thoughts. I hope this resonates well with you. You know, I will be posting up more videos. If you want some information or anything, just don't be afraid to get in touch with me. I'm all about the love, and I like to connect with all my brothers and sisters. All right, one love.